So there hasn't been too much going on with the Vince McMahon story. This person dropping a comment here, this wrestler, saying their piece there. But I haven't wanted to get into that because I don't want to turn the channel into a tabloid. So I haven't really touched on the Vince McMahon thing in a while, but then something popped up yesterday. And it just goes to show how twisted and sick this whole thing sort of is. So let's get right into it. This is from Yahoo Entertainment and WrestleZone. And it says, Vince McMahon allegedly instructed Janel Grant to write him love letters. Now, this was an article that appeared in the New York Post, and I read it, and it's pretty twisted. But I didn't want to get into every murky detail because it kind of turned my stomach. But I thought I could get into a story like this and, sort of skirt the issues and then put the link in the description, and that's what I'm going to do. It says in January, Janel Grant filed a lawsuit against Vince McMahon and WWE. In the suit, she alleged that McMahon and John Laurinaitis engaged in sexual assault and sex trafficking, blah, blah, blah. Now, a letter Grant wrote to McMahon has been made public. Shannon Thaler of the New York Post reports that the Post, which is, again, also a tabloid, has obtained a letter that Grant wrote to McMahon. She claims that he coerced her to do so. Now, I could believe that. I could also believe, you've got someone who's got Stockholm syndrome. But either way, this is just so fucking twisted. In the email, which is dated December 24, 2024, so that's not right, because that would be in the future. Grant refers to McMahon as my best friend, my love, and my everything. Grant also wrote about her relationship with McMahon. She noted that after almost 3 years together, it's like my life isn't even real to me unless you're there and in it, and I'm sharing it all with you. Thaler writes that, per Grant's attorney, Ann Callis, McMahon instructed Grant to write the letter. Callis claims that McMahon was trying to use the letters to defend himself. Meanwhile, which sort of makes sense. I mean, if he saw that at one point this was going to start to break down, which I could sort of see him, seeing that coming. On the other hand, I could see him also so locked into this fantasy that I couldn't believe any of this, basically. I could see him so locked into the fantasy that he thought he would double down on it by having her write love letters. I can also see her in this twisted quasi-relationship actually writing these things in spite of the fact that she was treating the way she was being treated. Meanwhile, McMahon's attorney, Jessica Taub Rosenberg, responded to the allegations that McMahon coerced Grant into writing the letter. This is revisionist history because it's still sick. I mean, the actions themselves are still sick. No one coerced Grant to write that letter. She wrote it of her own accord. The fact that the letter shows it was the 24th draft speaks volumes. That's an interesting point. But, I mean, if you're writing a letter and you're just like, oh, I got this wrong, I got that wrong, I want to write this, blah, blah, blah. On the other hand, I think they're in the email form. So, I mean, who the hell writes a love letter in email? But who knows? Nowhere in her voluminous complaint that is replete with fabrications does she mention being coerced into such behavior. The language of the letter is consistent with other communications she made to Mr. McMahon over the course of their consensual relationship. Additionally, Thaler cites a spokesperson for Grant who pointed to an alleged text exchange between Grant and McMahon. In this alleged exchange, McMahon referred to Grant as baby and used heart emojis. This is really twisted. Thaler also writes that Grant's rep stated that Grant wrote love letters to McMahon at his request so many times that she borrowed language and quotes from pop culture to supplement them. Furthermore, McMahon's attorney, Taub, reiterated that, quote, Ms. Grant's claims are false, defamatory, and entirely without merit. We intend to vigorously defend Mr. McMahon, and are confident that we will be vindicated. Thaler writes that the email was taken from Grant's laptop as part of an investigation on behalf of the WWE board. Sources noted that it is expected to appear in court filings as the case progresses. In the letter, Grant refers to Mickey, Paul, the chef, Brad, Nick, Johnny as being aware of her relationship with McMahon. Plus, Paul. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming that's Triple H. So Triple H knew. That's what she's saying. Wow. I don't know who the chef. Okay, I'm not sure who that is. Okay, plus Edward Brennan, Laurinaitis' attorney, stated that the former WWE executive, quote, denies all of the allegations made against him in the complaint and asserts that he is a victim in this matter, not a protagonist. Thaler cites the letter. Thaler notes that Grant wrote about her, quote, true love with McMahon and how she felt that he was the most handsome, radiant, charismatic person in any room. So again, I could see McMahon forcing her to write that. I could also see her believing it. I could also see her genuinely thinking about it or thinking that because this is just so twisted. Lastly, the letter concluded with Grant saying, you, Vince McMahon, are the one for the yesterdays and todays and the tomorrows. I can hardly wait for. Thank you, my sweet beast. My heart is yours always and forever. It's really gross. Vince McMahon remains under federal investigation regarding the allegations, which he has denied. WrestleZone will provide more information as it becomes available. And this was written by Colin Tessier yesterday, about 2 p.m. So this is under 24 hours. So, I mean, it's pretty sick. It's all pretty twisted. And at this point, I could believe anything. I honestly could. I could believe any of it. That's my video. What do you think? Do you think that he coerced her into writing it? Do you think in her sickness she believed that it was true? I don't know. I don't know. Well, I could believe anything at this point. Let me know what you think, though. Like this video. Leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll be back with some more wrestling news because it's WrestleMania week. So there's going to be a lot to talk about. And I'll see you all in the next video. All right. Take care, everybody.